then, dear one, I reflect that it comes to my mind as I stop and turn over and think, I'll stretch now and have a quick sleep before I have to get up. And it comes then into my mind, something else to say. In other words, it's when I stop the thinking and the beavering, busy action that the thoughts come into my mind. And that is, of course, a Buddhistly spiritual understanding that in some sense, if you can clear the mind, I mean, you can concentrate, you learn concentration on a particular thing, but equally you learn to let go. So that you're in receiving mode, not blind mode. In other words, really you should be with your mental eyes open. You might have your actual eyes shut, but I'm turning over and I'm thinking, I'll sleep now, but I'm thinking of so and so. Perhaps I should record that. That's important. So I yet again plunge into action and get it down in some concrete form. Not very concrete, of course. It's a recording to you. But it could be more durable in a sense if it's out there in the minds of perhaps several or even many people. It may be more lasting than even written in stone. You see, our wisdom's come down to us through the millennia, thousands of years, at least, I suspect. Perhaps tens of thousands, perhaps more. The stone has got covered, used, rubbed away, eroded, melted in with continental drift and crust collisions and so on, turned to volcanic lava. Even the stone record is gone. Perhaps. But the ongoing myths and stories, they're still there. They're in an adulterated form, it's true, but they're still there. And those who have ears to hear can still receive the wisdom that's been handed down. And some of it's wrong. Well, yes, of course. This is the material world of good and bad. But it's there, you see. You can put it into the culture. And if the culture survives in one form or another, so do the stories. In possibly new written form, but similar content. So there's a strange way in which your followers, so to speak, if you were a guru, would be a greater testimony in the future to your views than writing it down. Not only that, but they will deliver it in the culture and setting that they live in, and their followers likewise. So we get a generational transference of wisdom, if you like, which we might call the ancient wisdom, that which has survived from long ago. Why has it survived? Because it works. It's extremely pragmatic. This was found to be valuable, so it's remembered. That's good, isn't it? Thank you, Heavenly Dad. And so it is, dear one, that The religions, they keep their stories, their scriptures. They keep the wisdom. It's in the form that the state wants, in a sense. And the state preserves it, in as far as the state is preserved, or affects other states, or future generations. The religion carries the wisdom, sometimes obviously so, like 10 Commandments, sometimes subtly so. You have to be Gnostic to realize, what's the purpose of these commandments, these precepts, these words? What's the values behind them? And that's where the Jesus story, I think, comes up strongly. There's the notion of the need for a heavenly dad that loves us. All-powerful, yes, and all-loving. Yes, concerned with how we relate to one another, but concerned too with his relation to us. He loves us. And that if we love him, things are good. And how do we love him? By following, in some sense, devotion. Do you see, it's all in every religion. The basics are there. And if not, like Buddhism, it's still there in the notion of the Buddha, the Sangha, and what's the other one? The Dharma, the teaching. There's an elevation of these that have the same values again. The foundation of religion is actually an ethical system of values that are good for life, fullness of life. Whatever the religion, you track down the value, even if it's, I say even if it's steppes of Central Asia, and you're talking about, well, in the modern world, say communism. It's still a notion of these values bring life. The state tries to enshrine values that achieve the state's goals, but in doing so, also preserves the foundational values that people need for life, fullness of life. They need hope, they need purpose, they need cooperation, harmony, oneness, creativity. They do need peace, not rioting in the streets. Do you see, even a poor religion, if you like, to be emotive, but I mean, even a dictatorship is better than no society at all. No civilization is hell on earth. Even the wild animals can cause us trouble, leave alone other wild tribes. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.